Hey guys, Ben from Aussie Living Homes. One of the biggest concerns of first home buyers is the hidden costs of building. Now we hear a lot of horror stories about these, to look out for the hidden costs, and I'm sure there are some consultants out there that probably will try to hide them. So I want to make this video so you're all aware, whether you build with me or someone else, at least you're aware of every single hidden cost, what to look out for and what to ask questions about. The first one, and probably the biggest one, is the site costs. Okay, so make sure you're aware of these. The site costs is basically the preparation of the land so that we can actually build on it. Now, basically what happens is when you actually sign up on your original plan, your original quote, the builders will make an allowance for your site costs. Make sure that they are allowing enough, okay? So what we always try to do is we try to over allow at the start so that when we get contracts back and the site costs are finalized, we actually save you money. So if you're looking at a couple quotes and one of them's really low, probably too good to be true. So just look out for that one. The next one to be aware of is your finishings in the home. Now, when I say finishings, I mean things like flooring, window treatments, painting, basically the inclusions, okay? And this can vary massively dependent on which builder you're speaking to, which plan you're looking at, if there's a promotion, all these things, okay? So make sure when you're going through the quote, you know exactly what is included and exactly what isn't included. One of the biggest ones that isn't is internal wall painting. So keep an eye out for that. And if you want your walls to be done and painted by the time you move in, make sure you ask your builder to provide a quote for it and include it from the start. Next thing is landscaping. So a lot of estates right now actually offer you front landscaping included, and quite often they offer you fencing included as well. But just make sure you double check. You don't want to move into your home and realize that you've got no landscaping or no fencing included and that you have to front up that cost. So be aware of it. Make sure you ask the question. Most of the time, you will need to do your own rear landscaping. So make sure you've made an allowance for that mentally and you've got money aside so that when you move in, you can get that landscaping done as soon as possible, because you don't really want just sand in your backyard for years, okay? So make sure you ask the question in regards to landscaping and fencing. Another thing to be aware of is fees and charges, okay? Now, for a first home buyer, you don't have to worry about it too much because all your fees are covered within your first homeowner's grant, but it may actually be worth getting a breakdown of what the fees are, what's included, so you at least know where your money's going. But the good news is none of that comes out of your pocket anyway. It's all taken care of, but just be aware of them and understand what they are, why they are there, but they are all covered, so don't stress about that one too much. This one might seem trivial, but good to be aware of. So things like your letterbox, your clothesline. So not a huge expense, but they are not included in your build, okay? Just keep an eye out for it. Final thing to be aware of is the rates, and that varies dependent on your shire, okay? So make the inquiry. Either contact the shire or ask your consultant to do that for you and figure out what sort of rates you're going to be looking at and factor those in when you're determining whether you can afford this, okay? Because that's something you will not be used to. Now, they're not huge, okay? But factor it in and make sure that going forward you can afford it and you can afford it comfortably before making your final decision. Now, this video, guys, is not designed to scare you away from building. Building is still an incredible option, a great value for money option where you can personalize the home, you can make it your own, and you can have it exactly right, and it is worth it at the end of the process. Okay, so this is not designed to scare you away from it. It's designed so that you are aware of how it works. So if you feel like you're having the wool pulled over your eyes, at least you know, and you can go back and you can ask the questions and make sure that these things are included. The last thing that you want to do is move into your home and realize you've got 50 different things that you need to finish off. So be aware, ask the question, and if you want any more advice or information on this, you can feel free to reach out to me.